What's up, Facebook Live? Nice to see you all. We have a beautiful
Hi.
co-host for today. Not me, her.
Hi, everyone.
As you are tuning in, I'm going to share it in a few different places on the computer down here, but I'd love to know, number one, where you're tuning in from. Nice to see you, whoever just tuned in. And number two, I'd love to know 3 things you are grateful for today. If you wouldn't mind, our puppy wants to say hello. It's a family event. Roar! Oh, hello. Hello there. I'd love to know, number one, where you're tuning in from. Number two, I'd love to know 3 things you're grateful for. Sivan from New York City, welcome. Mark from Liverpool, very cool, welcome. Let me see, I'm going to jump on Facebook real quick and share this in a few places. Troy, thank you for clicking share.
Hi, guys. Where are you from? Las Vegas. Welcome from Las Vegas and Liverpool and New York City. And we'd love to hear 3 things you're grateful for or excited about. The reason why we always like to start off with that is because gratitude is the key to a happy attitude. I just made that up. How's it sound?
You should write a book.
I think that'll be the title of my book.
That's pretty strong.
Hi, Jairek.
Eric from London, nice to see you. Leanne, half the dash about to coach.
All right, rock your...
Coach your dad.
Coach
Nice.
for your dad.
Oh, for your dad. Awesome. Marie, hello from London. Welcome. Jason, aloha. What's up, dude? Aloha. How's the weather? How's the waves out there?
All right,
Let's
so
see.
3 things you're grateful for. What else? I'll start. I am super grateful for this guy and all of his loving and all the amazingness that he does for us as a family. And I'm super grateful for our health. And I am so grateful for all of these, you can't see it right here. Maybe we can turn it around really quick.
No.
Okay, no, I won't do that. All right. I think that thing switches it.
I know, but
Okay, anyways, we have a bunch of food sitting in front of us. Stacks of Bush's baked beans and stuffing and quinoa and rice and green beans for our Thanksgiving baskets that we're going to be distributing over this weekend with the Basket Brigade. So I'm super grateful for those donations. Thanks, Foz. I'm grateful for my puppy's kisses. What about you guys? Be nice. What are you guys grateful for? Hi, Mike. Great to see you from Southwest Florida. Oh, okay. Hold on. How do I see what else they said? Okay. Cameron Michaels, I have so much anxiety right now. Grateful for you guys to distract me. Oh, good. Not good that you have anxiety right now, but we are going to help you with that, I think. Today we're talking about mental clarity, overcoming overwhelm, and how to stay focused. So it should be a good one. My beautiful wife, the Florida weather. Oh, you're grateful for your beautiful wife. Awesome. The Florida weather. It is nice right now. And my son, who joins us in January. That's so cool. Congratulations. Eric, so grateful for my family. The book I'm reading right now, Mindset. It's a great one. Eric, what is your favorite thing that you've read in that book so far? Like, what's the highlight or one of the biggest takeaways that you can maybe share with us? We've loved that book too. And you're grateful for your 3 beautiful girls. Very cool. Oh, thanks for all the hearts, guys. We like the hearts and the thumbs. It allows us to share our message with the world. All right, and he's back.
so welcome everyone. Nice to see you all. Hopefully you're having an amazing day. Excited to see Merrick. Grateful for your son and 2 kids. Very cool.
Wife and 2 kids. Yeah.
Oh,
cool.
Wife and 2 kids. I'm grateful as you guys are tuning in here that you're sharing what you're grateful for.
Thanks for the hearts and thumbs up.
Just a heads up, Amanda.
Oh, hi, Amanda.
Amanda, nice to see you.
Welcome back from San Jose. She's fired up, people. Watch out.
That's true. We got a firewalker in the house here.
She's gonna be at our Friendsgiving and Basket Brigade.
Let's see. So as you're tuning in, today's topic: avoiding overwhelm and creating mental clarity and focus. My wife, Mark says, grateful for taking my dad on his first true international trip before Christmas. Aw, that's special. Grateful for my financial plans working and thankful for my family, especially my daughter. Very nice, Mark. I'm so happy for you. We can do great things together. Cool.
All right.
Let's see. Madeline, grateful for my son getting the Tony Robbins seminar 10 years ago.
Hey-o.
Hi, smiley face, wink wink. So welcome everyone. Today we're talking about, first part is getting over overwhelm. So my wife wanted to jump on and share a little bit about a book she's reading right now and the suggestion it has and how it's helping.
The Artist Way?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was like, what book? I'm reading like 5 books right now. I will say that I highly recommend the Book of Joy with the Dalai Lama and Archbishop Desmond Tutu. It's amazing. And I'm also reading a marketing book and then a relationship book and then The Artist Way, which is awesome, by Julia Cameron. So that's the book he's talking about. It took me a second. So the Artist Way by Julia Cameron is really beautiful, and it's to help creative minds unlock if they are ever stuck creatively. Like you've heard of writer's block or just getting stuck when you're trying to think creatively. So this is a really beautiful book. It also is really great for people that are trying to figure out, like if you ever hear of someone that's trying to figure out what they're really passionate about, like some people don't know what they're passionate about. They're excited about a lot of things, but what they really want to do as far as following their passion, this is a really great one. And so one of the biggest takeaways so far, I've paused it because we've been traveling quite a bit, but one of the biggest takeaways that immediately stuck out that's been huge has been the morning pages is what she calls it. And the morning pages is a way, essentially it's journaling in the simplest of forms, but the morning pages is a commitment to writing at least 3 pages a day, and you do it in the morning, you do it as soon as you wake up. So it's awesome because I don't know about you, but when I wake up, I'm like ready to go and I'm fired up, and whatever it was in my dreams or whatever I went to sleep with, I'm excited to wake up and tackle it and share with Jairek or share with...
I need your thumb.
Sorry. Oh, I thought you knew the code. Okay. Anyway, so I have a lot, and if you're anything like me and you have a lot in your head, obviously meditation works, but I really recommend the morning pages to avoid overwhelm. For me, sometimes it's all the things I want to do, and so what I'll do is, inspired by this book, is I'll journal in the morning, and I do my morning pages, and it's 3 pages minimum, and you just, whatever comes out, you're not worried about punctuation or grammar or if it makes sense or if this, like, the goal is you just get whatever it is out of your head and onto paper and you let it go. And so this really works well in when you meditate too, but if you're not meditating yet, or if you're still trying to figure that out, then, or even if you are meditating, add journaling in as well, because it will help you just brain dump all of that stuff and start off the day with a clear mind. And what I have found is, another goal too, I should add, is that you don't look back at this and you don't share it. So this is just let it out. It could be beautiful, ugly, whatever, it doesn't matter. No one's judging it, no one's reading it. You're not even going back to it. And you're just writing to start off with a clean slate. So I recommend that. It's been a really fun exercise for me. I like the thumbs up. If you do this, let me know. I'd love to hear how it is for you. And stop. Sorry, our dog is being crazy. He's like a banshee. Okay, anyway. So the morning pages are really beautiful, or journaling. I would also add to this. So I'm currently doing it in the morning, but my goal is, and sometimes it's hard. Like you kind of just want to get out of bed and like race right past it. But is Jairek sleeping? No, he's usually not. No, he's not. I try, and if he is, I try to go to another room and just roll out of bed and immediately go to another room and write it down.
I think she meant right now because I was looking down.
Oh, he's not sleeping right. I hope I didn't put him to sleep.
No, our puppy...
he's being feisty. Okay, anyways, the other thing I wanted to add was doing him at night helps too, because, were you going to get to that? Am I talking too much?
No, go for it.
Okay. So another thing that helps too with overwhelm, say for example, and it can affect your sleep, is if you just imagine we have kids, this will be fun. So hi boss. So when you go to sleep and you have a ton of things on your mind, another beautiful way, and what I'm going to start doing too, is journaling just for a couple minutes before bed. It could be your to-do list for the next day. Whatever you're thinking about that's floating around like clutter. I was talking with Jairek earlier today. It's almost like you're in the middle of a desert and there's a sandstorm. A huge gust of wind goes through, the sand's going everywhere. That can sometimes be your thoughts, and that can be very overwhelming. And when you're going to sleep like that, you're obviously not going to be able to sleep well because you're so worried about all the things you don't want to forget. It could be the things you're excited about, the things you don't want to forget, the things that you didn't do that you should do. Oh crap, something popped up, and it's just overwhelming, and then you sleep like crap. So journal a couple minutes before as well. It could be, obviously what you're grateful for is a great thing to go to sleep on. The things that you maybe forgot to do and want to do tomorrow, and you're worried that if you sleep, you might forget it when you wake up. That's a great one. I already do that if I'm going to sleep and I'm thinking about things. I'm like, write it down, just write it down. Whether it's important or not isn't the point. It's just getting it out of your head and somewhere else on paper or whatever. And then you have a clean slate to go to sleep with. So that's what I got. There's a lot of comments coming in. Thanks for the thumbs up, guys. We appreciate it. All right, I'm going to turn it back to our host, Jairek Robbins.
So I'll give you something else. When you look at, there's two sides of this, and I'm learning, it's why I think it's smart that both of us are on here talking, because there's two sides there's a creative side as well as there's a performance side, which is very logical and tactical. On the performance side, if you want to use journaling, there's this very specific way to use it, where at the end of the day, you're going to use it to recap what's working. And basically, if you want 3 questions, I learned these from my dad years ago. Number 1, you want to know, what went great today. You want to know where you were successful, where you performed well, where you accomplished or achieved whatever it is you were after. Number 2, you want to know what you learned. There's always some insight, some strategic advantage point you can learn and see from and go, wow, I didn't know about this yesterday. Now that I know, oh my gosh, I could do it better. I could improve. I could adapt. I could adjust. I could go about this in a whole different way than I have before. Wow, this is really useful. So one, the first thought is, what went well. Second is, what did you learn? What did you extract from the day that could be useful for tomorrow? And then third, what needs to be improved specifically for tomorrow? Now, the reason you're going through this is you're recapping the progress of the actual day. And in the morning, what do you want to journal about? Well, apparently he's hungry. He's throwing his bowl now. And so
just throws his bowl and stares. I'll be back. You're rude.
And so this other piece is the thought about not only that end point of the day of recapping and preparing for tomorrow, but in the morning, what's the first thing you want to really journal about? And there's an app called 5 Minute Journal that's really useful. And 5 Minute Journal asks, I don't know.
I might recommend that they do the physical journal. There's an app for it, and then there's a physical one that we have as well, because then you don't get distracted by possible notifications and stuff popping up too. Just at that.
Okay.
Just throwing it in there.
Okay, so what I was saying was...
Sorry.
The 5 Minute Journal has a set of questions you can use that are very specific, and it says basically, I think, what am I excited about for the day, and or 3 things I'm grateful for, and 3 things I'm excited to accomplish today, and that's it. And then I am, and like a way to focus your mind on an intention of how you're going to choose to show up to the day. And so what you want to focus on in the morning is, 1, what you're grateful for, to make sure you always feel abundant. Sometimes we feel a little empty in the morning when we first get started. We don't feel full. We don't feel alive. We don't feel like we have a full tank of gas to go out into the day. So if you are familiar with our Facebook Lives, these talks we do, or if you want to go over, I'll see if I can find the blog real quick, but we did one on filling up and fueling up. Filling up and fueling up, JRC TV. Let me see if I can find it real quick.
I actually, while he's pulling that up, I love that point of doing what you're grateful for in the morning. After I do the morning pages, if there is even a flicker of doubt or worry or concern, I immediately take whatever that thought is and flip it and totally turn it around. And that becomes, I end my pages after that brain dump. I end my pages with a couple affirmations that from affirmations that I want to hold that day, or and things that I'm grateful for too. So I dig that.
Sorry,
That's
I'm laughing.
awesome.
Our puppy we have a whole
crazy.
pile of pillows on the couch over here, and he likes to dig underneath them, and then he'll randomly kick a pillow and it'll literally go flying across the room.
Yeah. You can see all this action on Jarek's Instagram account.
That's true. He just kicked the pillow across the couch for us.
Thanks for all the hearts. We love you too.
And so here's the thought of having that track of questions for the evening. So what went great? What did I learn? And what could be improved for tomorrow as a plan? The morning, what am I grateful for? And then I just posted a link. The link is from our blog. It says the only soda I approve of. And it's a sequence you can use in the morning of how to fill up and fuel up. And the analogy around it is, if you're a race car about to enter the Daytona 500, Indy 500, Monaco Grand Prix, I don't know where you're racing, if you were to take a car and have a half-empty tank from yesterday and push it to the starting line and then turn it on and go, how long would it perform at high capacity? How long would you be able to keep up with the people who literally just fueled their tank with high-performance fuel, cleaned out their engine, made sure everything was pristine? If you're rolling up with whatever you had left over from yesterday, hoping it was good enough and there's nothing poor in your engine and your tires are great too. That's not how it works in a high-performance race, and we all know that. But some of us like to take on tomorrow or the next day with that thought process of I'll show up with whatever I've left in the tank and hope it's good enough to make it through the day, versus having a morning routine to fill up your tank, fuel up your tank, and be ready for high performance throughout the day. The other thought that goes around this, which is really important, is not only filling up and fueling up for that high performance level, but the next thing you want to think of is sleep. The time when you're asleep is one of the longest periods of focus you have in the entire day without distraction for the most part. And so if you think about it in this way, thank you for all those hearts and
thank you
little
guys.
thumbs that are floating about.
If this is resonating with you, definitely give us some love or show some love with the hearts and the likes.
And so the next piece is, the other thing you want to think of for high performance is over the evening. I have a friend named Susan Sly, and this is a badass human being. For anyone who doesn't know her, you should check her out. When I first met her, I was asking to get to know about who she is, and I'll give you a little insight. She was telling me a long time ago, she went to go compete in a triathlon over in China, and the day before the race, she was doing some warm-up on the bike. She fell over and cracked her hip, which for most people, if you crack your hip, you're kind of out of the game for a while. But for her, she went to a doctor, she had her hip flash frozen, and the next day, with a flash frozen hip, competed in the competition, and came in 8th overall in the entire freaking race.
Isn't
it's
that nuts?
amazing.
It's
amazing. Her
crazy.
name's Susan Sly, if you want to look it up. S-L-Y is her last name.
So amazing.
And so what's wild, she came in 8th overall in the whole race, men and women involved. She came home and then just felt exhausted for a long time. And her story is really inspirational, so I'll tell you a little bit more of it. She felt exhausted for a while, and then she felt like something was going on in her body, and she couldn't figure out if it was her hip or healing. So she went to a doctor, and within a week or so, she got diagnosed with MS. Multiple sclerosis, and was like, wow, that's a left turn. And then she came home that day, and she owned her own gym, had all these trainers that worked for her. She came home that day after being told this by the doctor. She sits down at her computer, she opens up AOL chat at the time, and finds out that her husband was having an affair on her with some woman and talking to this woman via AOL chat on her computer. It's like, oh my gosh. And so it's just like, things are going great, things are going great, things are going great. It starts to fall, and then like, things just fall apart. She loses her or gives up her business, gets out of the marriage, financially goes almost bankrupt, lands up working a sales job at a retail store while doing personal training on the side to make extra money to get by. Long drawn out situation. Lo and behold, she takes her attitude, she focuses it on what she wants. She goes and joins a network marketing company and builds $1 million organization, not selling. And there's lots of people who say we have $1 million organization, meaning their team sells $1 million worth of product. She has $1 million take-home income every year on top of all the volume that she sells through her team. Her personal income's over $1 million every year. That company lands up going bankrupt and falling apart. So it's like, oh my gosh, like her story of just... She joins another company, and again, from scratch, builds another multi-million-dollar personal income through a different company. It's wild what people can accomplish when they have the right attitude. This woman flash freezes her, cracks her hip, flash freezes it, and comes in 8th overall in a triathlon the next day with a flash frozen hip. She goes through all these crazy situations. I need to bust my hip now. That's not the secret to her success, P.S. But she overcomes all this stuff with the right attitude. And one thing she showed me, I asked her, like, give me some secret sauce behind success and accomplishment. She goes, Jairek, someone taught me this a long time ago. They said at night, right before bed, if you want to perform at your best the next day, read your goals aloud as the last thing before you decide to go to bed at night. Because it's putting this thought in your mind and then going to sleep and allowing your mind and nervous system to ruminate on the thought all night long while you're sleeping. This ruminating. She says, keep a journal by your bed with a pencil or pen, because you might randomly just wake up in the middle of the night and want to write down all the ideas that are flowing through your mind of how to accomplish these goals that you just put in your mind before going to sleep. And she says the other thing to do, read your goals. The last thing you do before you go to bed, read those goals. And the first thing you do when you wake up in the morning, read those goals. And so this is coming from someone that literally has accomplished a wild amount regardless of circumstance in her life. And she's done it again and again and again and again and again. And so if you want a little insight around journal, it's a really interesting tip to use. And I've used it before where, we've had snuggle time and romantic time and bedtime. And then it finally gets to a point that I'm ready to go to sleep. And what I'll do is I'll sit up, I'll turn to the side, put my feet off the bed, hold up my goals, and I'll read through
love when you do that.
each one of my goals to know exactly what it is that I'm going after the next day. I'll focus on why it's important and what I'm going to do to make it happen. I'll shut my journal, set it down, and then I'll lay back, give her a kiss, and go to bed. And in the morning when I wake up, the very first thing I'll do is sit up, open the journal, and read them aloud. Just read them to myself, what my goals are, why it's a must, what I'm going to do to achieve these. Then get up, go to the bathroom, come back, do my meditation, do my Wim Hof breathing. If you're doing it, it's really important.
So good.
Do some Wim Hof breathing. Use Muse, the headband, to track our meditation. Hello, Super Pup. And then from there, get started with the day. Go do the whole fill up and fuel up concept that's down here in the comments. If you look for it, it says the only soda I approve of.
If you guys are loving this, feel free to share it. We'd love to share these tips. We really love them. They've worked well for us. He's excited. He thinks it's his playtime.
It's family playtime.
Yeah.
And so this thought of if you're using journaling for creativity, little recap of what you said earlier.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
If you're using it for, so recap. If you're using it for creativity, that's a great point. I see what you did there. Okay. So we have the two types of journaling, or brain dumping, or goal setting, or
let me throw this in there real quick.
Clarity.
The reason it's a nice dual experience here is I've coached a lot of men and a lot of women.
Yeah.
And I've had some people tell me, regardless of their gender.
Oh, his toy's over there. Oh. Sorry.
Go get it. That the performance-based journaling doesn't rub them right, meaning it's not for them. They don't like it. They don't like having to read their goals before bed and read them first thing in the morning. And they would rather just blissfully meditate into deep sleep and relax their mind. Why is it all about goals, 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 goals? If you have that approach, do the creative journaling. Just do it to get the thoughts out of your mind and to let your mind relax and use it as a way. Go ahead.
Finish. Use it as a way to...
Go ahead.
No, I don't know what you're going to say.
Go ahead.
I don't know what you're going to say. It's just that it inspired a thought. What were you going to say? Use it as a way to...
Go ahead.
Goal set?
No. use that as a way to disconnect and
All right.
free your mind from all the thoughts and
Yes.
clear space so that you can completely relax and regenerate. If you're someone who's wildly committed to results, then do what our friend Susan does. Read those goals last thing before you go to sleep. He's back. So read those goals last thing you do before you go to bed. Read them first thing in the morning, and then use the fill up and fuel up method, that little link that's in the blog below, in the comments here that I posted, on how to fill up and fuel up mentally, emotionally, physically to go out and conquer the day. So there's two different ways to use this to make sure you're doing it. He's
So,
eating this.
so, you're so bad today.
You guys are
Okay.
getting the full family experience
Yeah,
today.
you are.
Welcome.
Woohoo! Okay, so I wanted to add to that. So you inspired something
Go ahead.
thought. That's what that was. The excitement was. So Jairek said.
I was wondering what it was. Can you share it with them?
Yes. So, all right. So he was talking about how his way of journaling is more focused on performance, peak performance. This is what he coaches on. This is what he speaks on. This is what he shares. It's awesome. And he's amazing at it. So that's the peak performance route, right? And then he was kind of saying that mine is more of a creative, free-flowing method. Now, a couple things that I added to it were some of the things that he does for peak performance. So the thought there was that take what works for you and you can leave the rest. Maybe it's not meant for you right now. Maybe it's not meant for you ever. But the beautiful part is that there is something in there that works for you. So for example, I'm kind of losing my train of thought. Oh, crud. Anyways, I know, because I can see your thumb. I'm sorry. The point was, with these tools, they work. Oh, I know what I was going to say. I got it. Okay.
She's back, people.
Yeah.
She's back. The thought.
No, you had...
Right back in
you
there.
had said...
There he comes. Wait for it.
Based on the people that
for
you
it.
coach, some things don't... Whether it's a man or a woman, or depending on what their outcomes are, some tools or methods will work for them and others won't. And that's really beautiful. So one thing, remember when I was reading, I was trying to read Think and Grow Rich. I'm like, you know what? Everyone's read this. Maybe I should read it. And so I started reading it and I was like, a little slow on this one. I'm like, all it has to do with is money. Not even thinking of the title, Think and Grow Rich. I was thinking that maybe that richness was in other, thanks for all the likes and hearts. I was so sorry. So what I did learn from it though, where I was like, I'm not a person that goes after money. It's not my driving force. Like, I know money is a necessity. I didn't grow up with much, so I know that really, for me, love is the most important thing in the world. So I strive to create as much love in my life as possible. That's my currency. For others, it may be dollars, and that's great if that works for you. So as I'm reading this book, Think and Grow Rich, that people are crazy about, I'm thinking, this is crazy. This doesn't work for me. I don't just chase money. And so, yet I've been very successful in my career. So I'm doing something right. And what I figured was, I'll take what works in this book. And if my currency isn't in the form of dollars, it's in the form of love or service or contribution, whatever, then I will do these goals and focus on my currency. So whether it's the journaling and it's kind of this very structured way that works for you, that's awesome. Go for it. If that's too structured for you, what Jairek was saying is figure out what works for you. Learn to pivot. Like, that's great. And I'm going to do this with it because this is what works for me. So that's the beautiful part about, I think, personal development and coaching, the tools that you teach and that we teach in Performance Coach University. If you haven't heard about it, check it out. There's some great tools that he shares in the webinar that we have going regularly. Sign up for that. It's free training. It's awesome. You can immediately learn awesome tools there. But take those tools and try them out. Try them on for size. And if it doesn't work, figure out what works or how it can work. Because we're not... if there's one thing I know about both of us, we definitely don't share bullshit. We're only sharing stuff that actually works for us, that works for other people as well. And my favorite part is to share, if it didn't work for me personally, how I was able to change or adapt it, or how someone else used it and I was inspired by their creativity of using a tool in their life and how they got it to work for them. Okay, go, talk. back to your main host.
Okay. So here's the other thought I'll throw out there. Looking at this, there's a creative approach to using journaling. There is...
Oh, dear.
Don't touch it. There's a... Don't.
Sorry,
Syracuse.
notifications. Hi, Jamie.
Nice.
Hello, Jamie from the UK. I put my alpacas on my desk, by the way. Jamie is on with us. She's from the UK. She's really funny. Check out her YouTube channel if you would like to laugh midday. Hi from stormy Costa Rica. Oh, we're going to Costa Rica soon. And we're back. All right. Hey, Marbles.
So here's the thought. There's a creative way to use journaling. There's a performance way to use journaling. And then I'll give you one more way, which is a business way to use journaling. And business-wise, I don't know if you're an entrepreneur or even someone who has a job, but you have lots of great ideas. You're someone who's constantly generating ideas. And one thing we've taken recently that was very helpful, even for our relationship, and helpful for our business relationship, was the wealth dynamics test.
Oh, so great.
Super helpful. And we have, what's his name? What's the guy who created it?
Roger Hamilton.
He's
in Performance.
He's in Performance Coach University.
He's we have a special guest.
He's one of our surprise guests. Don't tell anyone.
Sorry.
And he comes on and he shares how he came up with the test and how it works and what are the different personality types and how it goes together. And so one thing I've noticed is I got the personality type of being a creator, which is really interesting because a creator, according to this test, likes to come up with ideas.
Big ideas.
Create huge ideas and then create kind of the vision and the pieces of it.
Huge vision.
But then
awesome.
The next piece is how a creator becomes effective is by having a team of people that I can then hand the idea to and let them do the little bits and pieces of it to have it come to fruition fully.
Yep.
Now, what's interesting, though, is my secondary roles is a star, which shines and illuminates light onto a project we believe in and helps it come to the world.
He's really great.
And then a mechanic, which helps do the detailed aspects of the project and helps, systematize and organize and structure routines to make it work. And so a lot of what I do is things that I can come up with a great idea, I can systematize a structure of how to make it work, and then I can put a spotlight on it to the world and drive people over to check it out, then become interested in it, join it, and go do it. And that's a lot of what I work on because I can do and control all three parts. But that limits my growth to the things that I can do all three of those parts in. Now, what's wild and interesting is over time, I come up with so many ideas that a lot of times I can't get to all the ideas I have, and I wish I could. And if I tried to do all of them at once, I'd be starting this over here and then going and working on this and then coming back over here and then going up here and then coming down here, and nothing would ever actually get done well enough to perform at a high level. And the quote is, a jack of all trades, a master of none. Meaning you're good at a lot of things, sort of, but you're not excelling or extraordinarily accomplished in any of them. Now, I don't know if you relate to that, anyone out there who's listening. What personality skills test is that?
It's called Wealth Dynamics.
Wealth Dynamics Profile. Let me see if I can find a link real quick. I'll throw it in here.
So, the beautiful part that I wanted to share as you're listening to Jairek share that profile is that being aware of the strengths and some of the challenges that come along with any of those personalities, because naturally there's some really beautiful things that happen there, and knowing the areas where you need extra support or extra support is super helpful, because then you can build your team to help bring those ideas to fruition.
Yep. And so here's what's wild and interesting. Going back to journaling, there's a creative way to journal to free your mind, capture your ideas, allow yourself to relax, allow yourself to not be overwhelmed because you get all the ideas on paper, and then you can clearly focus on the task at hand and move through. There's a performance ways to use journaling. Write down a structured regime in the morning. What am I grateful for? What am I excited to accomplish today? What tasks will I take immediately to get this done? At night, what went well? What did I learn? What could be improved? And how am I going to do it tomorrow? Read your goals aloud in the morning, read your goals aloud last thing at night. Keep your mind completely laser focused and structured on the outcome and constantly moving forward. Then there's a business way to use journaling. The business way to, and then you use the fill up, fuel up process that we put in the blog link in the comment section here to fill yourself up, fuel yourself up mentally, emotionally, physically to go out and conquer the day. Then there's a business structured way, and we talk about this in PCU as well. PCU is Performance Coach University. And the business way is something, it's a little form I created. And someone says, do you have samples of the different types of journaling? We should create that for JRC TV.
On it.
We'll create that as a blog post in JRC TV, and it'll probably be out in like a month, 2 months.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
We normally film about 6 episodes at a time, so we're already...
We'll do it. Check it out.
But
Thank
great,
you
great
for
idea.
the
We'll write
idea.
it down, and we'll do the different types of journaling as a JRC TV episode for our blog. Great idea. Thanks. So the third type is a way to capture and journal business ideas that allow you to capture them without letting them get away, so that you don't stress out like, oh my gosh, that's my $1 million idea. If I don't do it, oh my God, then I'm done. I'm never going to have it. Oh, there's another $1 million idea. There's my $1 billion idea. Oh my gosh, there's my trip.
So many of those.
And so what's wild is so many people have these things and they go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And what's wild is they get stuck dancing around and not getting much done, and they feel overwhelmed. And so I'll give you a really interesting sheet that I use. I don't know if I can get it to you.
Idea.
But it's a 1-page I use that says basically what is the title of the idea. I give it a title. What's the major outcome I'm trying to achieve with this idea or business or thought or product or service?
Binder?
It's a project binder. I don't know if we did JRC TV episode on it.
We have another episode coming for you.
But it's basically a project binder. It's a binder you create with a lot of these 1 pages in it. And on the 1 page it says, what's the title?
Oh, we do. It's called What do you do with your... Oh, yeah, I'll look it up while you're talking. Sorry.
What's the title? What's my outcome? Why is it important? What are the key deliverables and actions that need to happen to make it come to fruition? Who else do I need to have involved in it? And it has questions like that. So it's this 1 sheet you keep in a binder that every time you have this amazing idea, you stop, you write it all down as fast as you possibly can. We did a JRC. I'll grab it and share it in the comments.
A wealth of knowledge
it
on
says,
the blog.
What to do with your $1 billion idea.
Jairek Robbins. Google it. We'll put it in the chat right now. High fives.
There it is.
Yeah, so there's what he's talking about right now. I believe we created a download for it too.
Here you go.
There's a download for that, right?
There should be.
Yeah.
So,
what to do with it?
if you want a copy of that sheet, you can. The link is right in the comment section. There it is. It just popped up. You can grab it. It says what to do with that $1 billion. Oh, now he wants to nap.
Now that we're almost done, he's ready to nap on us. Of course.
So it says, ever had a brilliant idea? Jump out in the middle of it. Oh, wow.
What happened? What's wrong?
This is what a woman's mind looks like.
I got a lot of stuff going on my laptop.
Let's see. Yes, get your project binder download here.
Perfect.
So you can go to it and you can grab your project binder download.
Hi, sweet.
From that blog post we just posted right there. And it's basically what to do with your $1 billion idea, and it's how to journal and capture business ideas to make sure they don't get pulled away. Thanks for the energy and tension, and love you both.
Oh yeah, we gotta bounce.
You're welcome. It's yoga time. We gotta go. So if this was useful, please click the share button. Tell people what they might get by tuning in. Apparently Foz is having fun. And thank you guys for joining in, and we'll see you all tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.